Hello, welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see all of you again. And I want to say thank you for joining me and God bless all of you. All of these lessons are for you. And also, you can share this with your children. Sit on the sofa, listen to this. Again, these are not long videos. It's enough time for you to digest, enough information for you to be able to apply to your life. And please subscribe. Share this with other people. Again, the beauty of this is that by you sharing, you're giving people the tools that they can go over and over to learn the material to be able to apply to their life. Instead of you having to tell them, now they have that access in their hands to be able to retrieve it anytime, anywhere in their life when they're needing this information. I thank God for giving me the information to be able to share with all of you, and thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about what I call the six killers. Six killers to a person who possess these different material or characteristic about themselves. They will not only kill you, but meaning six killers, meaning that it's a wall that is placed between you and God. So God on one side, on the other side. Again, there's no way any human being can ever be happy if you are detached from God. And that's the whole goal of Satan. Satan understands that principle, you understand, perfectly. And that's the mission. The mission is to place a wall between you and God to separate you. That's the purpose. So you need to first understand what his mission is, and you need to understand what your mission. Your mission is to tear down that wall, and his mission is to build up the wall. Make sense? So let's look at what these walls are. Okay. So of course, the major wall, the name for it is called sins. Sins is the wall, but there are specific sins, which is all sins become walls. But these are the really six killers that will destroy people. Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about is first, before I want to do that, is something that I want to share with you is something about my father that, you know, he had very good character about him. I admire my father, and I'm going to tell you why I admire him. He was the kind of father that was there all the time. Any question, he always talked to us, make sure we understand. He explained things in detail, and he showed us a tremendous of love and patience. And of course, when you love people, you spend time with them and you communicate with them. That's what love is. I spend time with you and I communicate with you. And my father did that through our entire life. And there are many, many memorable moments I remember about my father, but there's two I want to share with you. And that's going to show you kind of what kind of character my father had. I remember there used to be an ice cream truck that would come in the neighborhood. And when we would go out, we would go out with our father for him to buy us ice cream, the neighborhood children already knew. When they saw my dad, they saw the ice cream truck, they already came out waiting for my dad to come out too, because they knew my dad would buy them ice cream. And I used to wonder why he did it, because I was young, but I didn't complain or make a fuss about it, but I was just curious. Being older now, I look back and see and I understand, because that was the kind of man he was. Again, the kids loved him because he would buy them ice cream. And then that's what that really drove this home for me was when my father got a stroke, and one of the, I believe his right side became paralyzed. And he said to me, "Victor, I deserve this." He was not angry at God at all. He knew God did that to him. And he said, "I deserve that." How many people you know can say something like that? I deserve it. And he was completely satisfied with that answer and understanding. Look at the difference with somebody who knows and understands God, how they approach situation. Most people would be so angry and frustrated for the rest of their life, but he accepted it humbly. I've never heard my dad ever complain about what he said he deserved God did to him. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the beautiful mindset of a human being who understands God. This is what God wants from us, to understand him, to go through certain trial and understand he's there for us, but he's testing us to see what kind of human being we are, because he wants us to be the best we can be, and we can be that. Every one of us can be that, but we have to understand first, he's God, and he wants the best for us, and we need to understand that and then start pursuing him, learning about him to be the best child that he wants us to be, because he wants the best for us. That's the bottom line. That's God's ultimate goal, to give us the best. So, the 6 killers. The first one, I would say, is people who speak ill about other people, bad-mouthing people, speaking behind people's back. We all have done that, intentionally or not, have spoken bad about somebody. Stop doing that. That is a huge, probably the number one barrier there is that you can do, that God hates, is bad-mouthing people. He hates that, okay? You are destroying yourself, and you are destroying the person you're talking to about this, okay? And the person you're talking about. So 3 people are getting destroyed. The person, you're getting destroyed by speaking bad mouth about this person, and the person you're talking to about it, and the person you're talking about. Those are the 3 people who's getting destroyed by your mouth, including yourself. So don't do that. God hates that. He hates it, and that, when I'm telling you, it's a huge sin. It's the number one sin in the Bible, is to badmouth people. And because of that, and think of this way too, if you want to understand this, when you badmouth someone, all the good you've done goes to that person. Yeah? Every time you badmouth somebody, all the good deed you've done in life, God says, well, you're destroying this person. That's what badmouth is. You're destroying them. So to compensate for what you're doing to them, I'm going to take all the good you're done, I'm going to give it to them. That's what you're doing. So actually, look how you're hurting yourself. The next one is money. Oh boy, that's a big one. The things people do for money. We all know what people do for money. Money almost have no limit to what people will do for money. That's a killer. People kill for money. Even for $1, people will kill for $1. You know, everybody's different. They view money different. I understand it's important, but does a piece of paper worth destroying yourself, worth murdering someone? A piece of paper. And the sad thing is, you're going to die, and that piece of paper will be left behind, and you're gone. Anything you hurt people do for is going to stay behind. You're the ones going to leave. The house, the car, the money, the girls, the men, they're staying behind. You're leaving. You're leaving. You're not staying. You didn't come here to stay. You came here to fulfill a purpose that God created you. Only you can do it, is why you're here. Because you're special. You're beautiful. You're special. God loves you. And he's giving you this unique opportunity to do something wonderful for others. And for him to be proud of you, and for you to have that sense of accomplishment with yourself, to feel the joy that cannot be put into words. He wants you to have that. That's why you were here. That's one of the reasons, of course, many reasons, but that's one of the reasons you are here. The next killer is power. How many of you have or know people, or best example, your boss who has power over you, how they abuse their power? Look at our legal system. Look at our diplomats, our presidents, our leaders. Look how they misuse the power. Look at the war that's going on. Look how he's misusing his power. What is he doing? He's killing people. Listen to this. He's killing people for dirt. The dirt, one day he's going to be under, 6 feet under. That's the bottom line. You're murdering thousands of people for a piece of dirt that one day you're going to be under it. Does that make sense? Does it? But when you have power, you don't see that. You don't see that. You're thinking, I'm going to be here forever. You know, there's a story that said there's two men that was arguing about a piece of land. And so they wanted to resolve who the land belongs to. So what they did, they went to this wise man that was in the community, and they want to argue their cases. So the wise man says, okay. He sat down, and the wise man heard both sides of the story. Then the wise man said, okay, give me a minute. So the wise man got out of his chair and put his ear to the ground. Now, while he was down there, and the wise man kept saying, okay. Oh, I see. Yes, I understand. So the two men sitting in a chair, they're looking at, what is this man doing? He's supposed to be wise, and he has his ear to the ground. This doesn't make sense. So again, it went on for a few more seconds, and then the wise man got up and went back, sat in his chair, and he said, I have the answer for both of you. Neither one of you own this land. The land owns you, meaning that you're going to be buried 6 feet under. He's going to own you. The land owns you. At the end, the land will own you. You never earned it, or you never owned the land. You never earned it because you're here for a little while. You're leaving. So something to think about. When you want to fight over material, thinking that this is yours, the house you're in right now, somebody was in it before you. The car you're driving, now somebody else was driving that car, right? The job you in, somebody was in that position before you. You see? So just like they left, you're going to leave too. Keep that in mind. You're going to leave as well. Okay? You didn't come here to stay. The next one, arrogance. Oh, that's a big one. Arrogance. God hates that. He hates arrogant people. And we could say, everybody could probably say they know somebody who's arrogant. It could be a husband, a wife, a son or a daughter, an employer, a friend, a neighbor. We all have these people in society. Arrogance. Arrogance definitely will keep you separated from God. What does arrogance says? Arrogance say, I am my own God. I don't need you, God. I'm God. I'm equal to you. I don't need you. You see? So when you say, God, I'm my own God, God leaves you alone. He leaves you alone. He walk away from you. Okay? So this is what you're creating when you arrogance. And when you arrogance, people know that. So it's not only God hates arrogance, so does people. People hate arrogant people. If you don't know it, ask. If you don't know or understand what I'm telling you, ask people. Do a survey yourself. You will see people hate arrogant people. Okay? So therefore, God hates arrogant people as well. Of course, God hates arrogant people first, then people hate arrogant people as well. So very bad trait. Next one, anger. Anger. That's another one. When you get angry, God says you become an idol worshiper. Idol worshiper. What does that mean? I become an idol worshiper when I become angry. Because when you become angry, think about what I'm going to say. When you become angry, you have no mercy for people. You want to beat their heads in. You want to do damage, depending on how angry they get you, right? That's why you'll punch the wall, you'll kick the car, you'll kick the door, you'll punch someone face in, because that means you have no more mercy. When you have no more mercy, you become your own God. Because God has mercy, but you don't. So you're God. So God has mercy, but you don't. And when you lose anger, it says the spirit leaves you as well. The spirit leaves your body and leave you to yourself. And this is why when people get so angry after they've done a hideous act, whether they hurt someone or beat someone so badly, and a couple of days have passed, they come to their senses, They realize, I can't believe I did that. They're in shock. They can't believe they did it. Yeah, because why? That anger possessed you, took over you. You are no longer in control. It has you. You have now become its puppet. You become pudding in their hands, and it molds you and it makes you do what it wants you to do now. You're in total control by this entity called anger. You're no longer you. So you see how deadly these character traits are, or these items you may have or possess. Next one, pride. Oh, pride. We all heard that too, right? Pride. Pride is another wall that separates man from God. Pride is a big one too. So they all are dangerous. So pride. Well, what does pride say? Hey, I'm the man. I can do whatever I want to do. I know what I'm doing. Don't tell me what to do. I know. You see that? I don't need your help. I'm self-sufficient. I don't need your help. I don't need God help. That's pride. That's pride. So ladies and gentlemen, you need to keep these things in mind. These are horrible character trait to possess. Very, very bad. These are the 6 killers of you. These are the ones that will raise that barrier between you and God and cut you off from God. So work on these, acknowledge them. If you have, or if you're in between any one of those, you know they exist, then you need to start working on them today. Okay? You need to start working on them today. Do not delay. We all think that we have tomorrow. Well, let's look at, for example, the virus. Out of nowhere, boom, a year and a half ago, the coronavirus hits us. Everyone in the entire planet, life has changed. Everyone's life has changed. Out of nowhere. Can anyone today say with certainty they know what tomorrow's going to bring? I don't think you're going to find anyone with certainty today that can say, I know I'm going to have this future. Because why? You could be alive today and tomorrow you're gone. The virus has not disappeared. It's still there. And it's constantly evolving and changing. If you look at the news in other countries, it's evolving, it's mutating, and eventually, of course, it's going to spread across the globe, come back to us again. So it's like a circle. So you can't say with absolute or at least some certainty, like before the virus, that I have a future. I'm going to be around. We can't say that anymore. Or my business is going to thrive. Or I'm going to have this job. You see? Or I'm going to be able to bear children. There's nothing that we are any longer confident like we were before the virus. So we're living with uncertainty today. But that could be solved as well, ladies and gentlemen, because when you are operating within God's laws, He protects you. He will protect you from all the things that's happening to other people. He's going to protect you. But remember, this takes time. And not just time, but you have to apply it to your life. And the more you apply these lessons to your life, you're going to see a change. People are going to tell you that I see a change in you because you're thinking. They're going to see how you think. And once your thinking change, then your action is going to change as well. And then people are going to notice that. So I thank you for sharing, for learning with me. And I thank God that He allows you to come up upon these videos for you to learn what He wants you to know. Because why? He wants the best for you. He loves you. That's His goal. That was His purpose for creating you, because you are special to Him. You have a unique place in this world. Only you can do it. See, God created you to do a specific thing, and He said, only you can do that. I'm not making another one. I'm not making 2. Just you. I chose you to do this specific task in this world. How beautiful is that? Look how much love He has, and look how much time God took out to prepare our life and to give us a specific purpose for us to complete for him and to complete our own self as well. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.